Remember how great high school was? Full of funny people, good times, maybe a few parties. You learn some important things about yourself. You're incredibly immature, and you know next to nothing. You insist you're always right, no matter what, and refuse to listen to anybody else's opinion. In reality, you're an idiot. It's not the wonder years, it's the blunder years. You wear obnoxious clothing, even though it looks terrible. But you can't see it at the time. You do strange things with your hair. I sure did. And you end up with friends like these troublemakers.
Bueller, Bueller, Bueller.
But when you grow up and become an adult, you look back on those days and laugh at how foolish you were. Your clothes, your hair, your friends. You realize you were completely wrong about everything. That's what the Democratic Party is going through right now. For the last few years, they've acted like children, pushing asinine policies that have hurt the American people, pretending like they know best when their foolishness was completely obvious. They supported riots and worshiped wokeness. The squad was the Democrat Party's hood ornament. But now it looks like the adults in the party are recognizing their mistakes. And when I say adults, I really mean pollsters. According to a report from Politico, internal polling by House Democrats showed them what we've been saying all along. They're unlikable and out of touch. With the report highlighting the fact that some battleground voters think the party is preachy, judgmental, and focused on culture wars. Who could have guessed that the average American doesn't want to see their representative auditioning to be a socialite on a red carpet? Or that voters didn't want to be judged for backing the blue during a crime wave? But don't worry, the Democrats have an answer for that too. The Politico piece goes on to say that when faced with a defund the police attack, for instance, the presenters encouraged Democrats to reiterate their support for police. And on immigration, they said Democrats should deny support for open borders or amnesty and talk about their efforts to keep the border safe. Democrats actually need polling to tell them the obvious. The American people support police and strong borders. So the Democrats are being advised to lie and pretend like that's been their position all along. We're not stupid. We know they've spent the last 2 years slandering police, calling them racist, defunding them, bailing out their attackers, and making their jobs harder with these soft-on-crime DAs. Just listen to them say it for themselves.
Not only do we need to defund, but we need to dismantle and start anew.
Talking about the reduction of our NYPD budget and defunding a $6 billion NYPD budget.
So yes, I support the defund movement because this is about the investment in our communities, which have historically been divested.
I am for defunding the police.
Pro-crime messages like this filled the streets with blood. Democrats were willing to sacrifice you and your safety to push their culture wars. And they want to know why the people are rejecting their message. Isn't it obvious? People are getting hurt financially and physically. Now Democrats are cooking up an alibi before the midterms, even though their fingerprints are all over America's wounds. Rather than focus on real issues like the chaos at the border or the out-of-control inflation, they wanted to make your child feel like a racist and call you a racist for just caring about their education.
I'm not going to let parents come into schools and actually take books out and make their own decision. I don't think parents should be telling schools what they should teach.
I don't think we believe that educating the youth and leaders of the future leaders of the country on systemic racism is indoctrination.
Republicans are using these words like critical race theory, which again is a law school curricula that is not even taught in schools. And their argument is, well, some teachers may be exposed to it. Oh, wow. So your child's teacher is anti-racist and is actually fluent in how to dismantle racism in the dynamics of racism in a classroom. Yeah. That is something that teachers should know how to do.
Critical race theory, defund the police. This is what the Democrats have stood for. It's a losing message. Just ask Terry McAuliffe in Virginia. Democrats were rejected at the ballot box all across America in 2021. So what's their plan for the midterms? Push more lies. The Politico report goes on to say this: Democrats need to demonstrate they fully understand and care about stressors in people's lives and focus on the issues without stoking divisive cultural debates. Got it. So Democrats need to ignore all their failures on crime, COVID, inflation, and immigration and do a better job pretending like they actually care about something. We know they only care about one thing, actually, and it's this.
Today, democracy faces a new threat. The January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol was one of the darkest days in the history of our country.
In the aftermath of the January 6th violent insurrection and attack on the citadel of our democracy,
when an angry, violent mob staged an insurrection on January 6th and desecrated our Capitol, the temple of our democracy, it was not just an attack on the building, it was an attack on our republic itself.
Democrats know more about January 6th than they know about the price of gas. Ask them how many people stormed the Capitol that day, and they'll tell you. But ask them how many illegal aliens crossed the border. They don't know. They know more about that date, January 6th, than America's murder rate. So this new message they push about compassion and how they support this and that, this isn't because they've done some soul searching. This isn't them reckoning with their dangerous policies. It's just a prepackaged focus group tested message that they're using to hide their radical agenda, just until after the election. Then they turn back into Karl Marx. Democrats treat voters like children, but they're the sneaky ones. We can't take our eyes off them for a second, or they'll get us all in trouble. The Democrats are playing dress up because they know they're about to be punished for who they really are. Even voters in San Francisco have had enough of the woke BS, which is a pretty encouraging sign for us. If they can't win with a home field advantage like that, how can they expect to take people down in battleground states? But they have nobody to blame but themselves. Children across the city were trapped in their homes during the pandemic as classroom doors remained shuttered thanks to the stupid school board. Rather than try to mitigate the exploding adolescent mental health crisis, the board decided this was a great time to rename some schools. They attacked schools named for George Washington and Abe Lincoln, half of the faces on Mount Rushmore, and arguably America's two greatest presidents, while their students were glued to a computer screen instead of learning in class. Well, now the chickens have come home to roost. Last night, the overwhelmingly liberal city of San Francisco voted to recall 3 board members, including the board's president and vice president. Parents and voters there sent a clear message to those in power. We will not stay quiet as you put progressive politics ahead of our children.
There's been a change in the equilibrium, in the landscape of who's being heard, who's at the table. This has shown that parents can't be ignored any longer.
We are really gratified that we could channel that anger and frustration to something that is hopefully going to, lead to a positive outcome. So for the school district.
There are so many people who are upset at the board because they are not really listening.
The people of San Francisco have spoken up, and now it's time for the rest of America. The midterms will be here sooner than you think. We need you to stand up and make sure your voice is heard. Get involved in your local race, volunteer, do a phone back, some canvassing, whatever it takes. Because like the saying goes, you can't fix stupid. You could only beat it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.